A very good morning to one and all. Today I am here to explain you Intermediate Second Year English Unit 1, and the lesson's name is Dancing in the Rain, which was written by Aziz Premji. Now all of you know Aziz Premji is the chairman of Wipro Limited. He is a very big business tycoon and a philanthropist. Now let me explain to you what does the word philanthropist means. Philanthropist means a person who donates a lot of financial help or support to the society. And then he is also the founder of Aziz Premji University, and also a foundation trust. And he devotes a lot of time and resources to improve the education system in India. Premji's speeches and articles are on the education system in India, which motivates and are very inspirational. Now coming to the lesson, let's first begin the first stanza. Now in the first stanza, let us read what he is going to tell us about the children in India. Now, one often hears a high prevalence of child labor in our country. Of the many reports I have read, perhaps the most disturbing was the report on condition of children employed by the zari factories in Delhi, Mumbai and other parts of India. It grieves me to imagine children exposed to such inhumanity. Now here in the first stanza, Premji tells that it is very disturbing to him to see that how children are employed in zari factories in many parts of India, including Mumbai and Delhi. And he also says this is very inhuman, where the children are supposed to go to school, spend their childhood, but what they are used as child laborers to work in the industry. Now coming to the second stanza, he is saying that robbing children of their childhood is a criminal act, and our society must weed this malice out of the roads. Now he is telling us, he is given a very good example telling how can we stop this child labor. He is giving an example saying that weed that malice off from the road. Now if you have gone to the going back to agriculture, weed means it is the spoilt grain, okay, which is grown in along with rice. Now here he says that you have to remove that weed along with the roots. If you don't remove that, what happens is the whole crop is going to get destroyed. Here in the same way, if you not stop this, now you all know that the children of today are the future of nation. Now if children are used in this way without any education, though it's going to harm the whole country, it's going to harm the whole society. So here he explains to us that we have to remove that, and before doing that he gives us a good example. Okay, let us see what the example is. Before you attempt to answer, let me give you an example from the other end of the social spectrum. Now this is one side of the children who have been using as child laborers, and let us to go to next part where how the children have been educated. Okay, here he gives us in the third stanza, a colleague of Wipro has a child studying in standard 9 of a reputed school in Bangalore. Now he is giving an example of his own employee who is working in Wipro. As I told you, he is the chairman of Wipro Limited, and he is giving an example of his own employee who has a daughter and who is studying in 9th standard in a reputed school in Bangalore. Now this child wakes up at 5 a.m. and studies for an hour before going to school. She returns from school at 4 p.m. and rushes for the IIT entrance exam coaching class at 6 p.m. She has tuitions for 2 hours. Post dinner, she spends an hour or more on homework. So he is saying in a student how she spends her time. Now she goes to school. After coming back, she goes for her classes. For what classes? She's going for an IIT entrance examination coaching, and then after that coaching exam she comes back home, she does her homework. Now I asked her when she has time to play. She replies that she doesn't play. She gets half an hour of time each day which she spends watching her favorite serial on television. She also added that board exams and entrance exams are very important, and that you have only get one chance. Then I asked her when she is going to play. So she replies that she doesn't have any time to play, but she has only an hour to spend her time. And how she spends her time? Watching a favorite serial on the television. And she also explains to me that there is no time for anything as the board exams and entrance exams are nearing. Okay, now in the fourth stanza what he tells is, in the conditions this child is the condition of this child different from that of the child in the Zari factory. So now he has given us an example how the child is working in a Zari factory, and he's also told us how his one of his employee's daughter is studying in the school, and what the difference is between both of them. There's no difference because she's also working from morning till evening, and even the child, she doesn't have time to play. Even she is going to school from morning till evening. Okay, now let us see what he's saying here. When I look at children, I wonder whether they have time to play with friends, to meet interesting people, to explore the world, and to follow their curiosity, where to find monsoons. When the first monsoons shower begin, I would think that the streets would be full of children rushing, hiding into the rain, dancing and playing. However, I think today the rains fall on empty street. Now he is saying how the child has to spend his childhood. When he have first monsoons and when it rains, he would like to see all the children coming out of their houses and playing in the rain, dancing in the rain. That is what freedom means. But nowadays he thinks that the child doesn't have any time at all, and the rain just falls on the empty streets. Okay, now he is saying this, my friends, is a new Indian reality in our villages, in our slums, and in our metropolitan high rise. Whatever the reasons, poverty, society, aspirants, apathetic individual, and organization, or just the burden of circumstances. The reality is that our children are straight jacketed. Now here he is saying our children, they don't have any time to spend. They are loaded always with their works. Their mind is always occupied by some thought of the other, where they are not able to enjoy their childhood. Now here coming, he is saying the final indicator of country's independence is the way of children live. What does independence mean? The way the children live in an independent society. Are children free from the malaise of poverty and hunger? Are they free from the burden of parental aspirations? Now here he has given a very good example of poverty and hunger, and how of the child who is born in a poor family, and a child born to the parents who have aspirations on their children, that they have to become so and so. That doesn't, which means that they want to see their children in high possessions. Are they free from norms of social conditioning? Are we ensuring the curiosity of our children continues to burn and is not stamped out? Are they free to explore the world to realize their unique potential, and therefore help discovering the truth potential of the society itself? So here he gives a very good example, saying how the children's parents are overburdening their children from what, and limiting them. Okay, they are limiting the children to certain extent. They want their children to do whatever they wish. They are taking away the freedom from the children. The children are forced to do what they don't like it, because it is all of their aspirations. Now here he is saying, Gandhiji said that